Good morning, everyone. Here we are with the opening of the Asian session. Singapore and Shanghai have just opened, and it looked like it was going down, then it looked like it was going up, and but now with the opening, it looks like it's headed down. But we know that we need to wait and get a clear indication of the direction. I think I'm live now. Yeah. Can't see myself on the YouTube channel though. I don't know why that is. Oh, here we go. Looks like my internet connection might not be too good today, so bear with me. And we're getting a break of our trend line. Ooh, big break. Continues down. It looks like it wants to go, which is a 4,200 zone, 4200, which would be normal. Strong psychological. The actual number is 4204. Remember, that's just a zone. Getting a big push down with the initial couple of minutes. And it's been moving down since Tokyo opened. And so right now we're at about the lows where we were yesterday. Last night in the US session, it reached this level. And then in the European session, it reached that level. And it started out at that level. And certainly looks like it wants to keep going a little bit deeper. 2,200 is where we might be. We'll just let this first candle kind of play out a little bit more. It is showing a big move. Yeah, it looks like, oh, it's really going to continue down. So it's a trend line strategy. We have the downward trend line here touching the highs, and we have the upward trend touching the previous lows, and that goes to Friday. And a break of the trend line either way, that would be the direction that I would be taking my trade. So as we've broken this upward trend line, then direction, my bias is bearish. And when it breaks the trend line, I can take the trade. Wow, we're already getting down to 4,200. That is incredible. Big move with the open of the market. So there's two ways that you can play this out. I had somebody ask me the question yesterday. I prefer to wait till the candle closes, and that's kind of standard in the industry. direction can change during the movement of, but sometimes I will take it just on the break of the trend before the candle. But there have been times when I did that, and then it reversed as a fake out. So for me, waiting till the candle closes, it's not poured in concrete, it's my preference, and you see that's what I'm doing today. I'm not chasing this candle, and I didn't take the trade. I haven't taken a trade on the break of the trend line. So basically, I'm on the 15-minute chart. You see we're here on the 15-minute chart. And I just lost it. There we go. Briefly lost the connection on the YouTube, but it's back. Oh, yeah, that's a big opening move from the Asian market. That's a big one. Broke that trend line at 42.22, and it's come down to 42.08. Big move, $14 move in, like, 3 or 4 minutes. But it's pulling back a little bit. So maybe this is just a liquidity grab where the market goes down, set a bunch of stop losses, grabs liquidity, continues back in the other direction. Wait and see. This is the boring part of being a trader, waiting, sitting on our hands, and it's not easy. It's so easy just to jump in and chase. But the overall bias for gold is bullish. The day chart and the fortune chart, bullish. And we did have that good bullish run up through the London session, and then the US session just pushed it right back down. It went sideways after Wall Street opened. Now we're getting some downward movement. But if we look on the 4-hour chart, quick, you can see for about almost 10 trading days, we've had a big run up to 42.63 has been our high. And now we've got these pretty big red candle there on the 4-hour chart. Looks like it wants to bounce off of that 4,200 level. Go back to the 15-minute chart. Yeah, it's going. That's good. Oh, okay. So today I waited for the candle to close. Whoa! It just touched 4204, and we had a low there, 4,200 on the money. Yeah, that's a strong psychological number. 197, huge red candle, huge, very. I didn't take that trade when it broke the candle. Could have done, but didn't. There are times when I did, and then it just, after 5 minutes or so, it reversed and went the opposite direction. And there's nothing wrong with waiting till the candle because it can change direction during that 15-minute period. And it's only 10 minutes into the opening of the market. We still have 5 minutes to go. Oh, good morning, Raj and Howard. How you guys doing? Yeah, what was that? It's huge opening move. Huge opening move. I didn't take it. When it broke, I didn't take it. It's saying, you have in this strategy, you have the option. Raise the trend line, you can take the trade. Or you can do what a lot of people do, wait till the candle closes. So a clear indication of the direction. But today, waiting on the candle to close, and we did not manage to take advantage of this big move. That's okay. The market's still here. It will be here this afternoon, tonight, tomorrow, the next day. Sometimes I have taken that on the break of the trend line and it turned reverse direction as a fake out. But this move today was clearly not a fake out. That was a strong bearish move to our psychological zone, 4,200, and it hit 41.97 and then bounced back up to where. So we just continue waiting. Now another 2 minutes on this candle. Is it going to continue down? What would be the next level? Below that is 41.76. I might not take a trade today in the Asian session. Just have to wait and see what it's going to do. Really got some strong bearish sentiment this morning. You look back here, and this is not really that unusual because the U.S. session was bearish on gold, and then it went sideways until the close of the U.S. session. This candle here, this big candle bounced off of resistance. Big candle here is 845, just before the Wall Street opened. And then Wall Street opened, and they just pushed it right on down. And why I'm saying this candle here, the opening of the Asian market, is not that unusual because what will often happen when Asia opens, they will continue direction from the close of the U.S. session. And we had bearish in last night's U.S. session. So that's exactly what we're seeing. Yep. 4,200 was a measured move. Definitely. That's a that's like a target on somebody's back. That's a strong psychological support zone. All round numbers. 4,100, 4,200, 4,300. And now let's see what we got here. We got the next candle closing. So this trend line is no longer active, and that's because of that candle. So let's see what happens here. We're going to bounce off of support. this support zone that we have here at 4,200? Just wait and see. Hey, guys, I appreciate you being here, and don't forget to like and share. It helps a lot. Get some more people in here. It's kind of a small group, I guess, and it's gonna remain small until Christmas and New Year's, and then I'm gonna go on sharing and marketing and promoting, trying to get more people coming. So this is the boring part of being a trader, just watching the chart, watching the candle, sitting on our hands. And it's absolutely put the brakes on at that 4,200. It has stopped the bearish move down. So what are we going to get now? Going to get a move up or not? We just wait and see. Let's see if I can come in steeper. No, I cannot come in steeper with my trend line. I could a little bit. Let me see what that looks like. There's my point B. That one. But once it gets up there, I don't like that. I'm going to remove that one because what we've got here, this trend line crossing the resistance point, the pivot point for the day. So even if this was to break this red trend line, I would break above the pivot because as you can see, it can stay around there so much, like these candles here, they were breaking above that, breaking above it, staying around it, and then it doesn't go anywhere. So I like to get support, resistance, or those are support and resistance. They're like where the price will stay around for a while. There is nothing worse for a trader than to be stuck in a sideways market. You can't make any money right in here. You can't make any money in that. These 4 hours of just sideways movement. Getting a good healthy push back up. Let's see if that will continue. Yeah, Raj, still bullish on the higher time frames on the H4 and the day chart. Let me just look at. I haven't looked at the H4 today. Let me jump over and look at that. Still definitely bullish on the 4 hour chart and the day chart. It would need to break and close below 4,200 before it turns bearish on the, and then on the day chart, 4,100. So the day chart takes a little bit longer to show the change in direction than the 4 hour chart. go back to my other chart there. Oh, we got 5 people watching. Amazing. Wonderful. We get about 20 views. People come back in and watch the recording during the day. Although get some comments. I check during the day and I get some good comments today, some questions, and I like that. I really like that. Shows me that people are watching. You guys that follow me, I used to do the weekly analysis every Sunday, and I never got any comments on that. I just found that really strange. I shared my pending orders for the upcoming week. Very rare. Although it got, pretty good number of views. Sometimes, it's pretty good number of views. I really like the interaction, and that's why I'm liking live sessions so much. 'Cause you guys hear and chat while you're watching, while we're sitting on our hands, and then, people come in, they also make a comment, ask questions. I like that interaction. As we know, trading can be very lonely, just you by yourself looking at charts. I do have a Telegram group if you guys wanna join. It's, all the traders, students that I've had over the last few years, chat in there a little bit. It's not crazy. I post the news in there and some and I'll chat in there. Pretty active during usually. Guys from all over the different countries. If you wanna be in that group, just let me know, I'll add you. Add me to Telegram first, at Rick Ray FX, and Raj has already added be in that, group of traders that I have on called Prosperity Rising. Just let me know and I'll nice green candle. Good morning, Jackie. How are you today? Bitcoin wants to go down some more, doesn't it? What's it trading at now? 86. Yeah, it went up to 90 there for I wouldn't, I don't, but I do buy dollar cost average. Price goes up, price goes down. Lost $46,000 after that all-time high of one $46,000 drop. Unbelievable. And it might go lower. Howard, do you trade Bitcoin? We've got another 5 minutes on this candle, and it looks to be also bearish. come back over here and share again. I'm trying, guys. If you're still here, I'm trying to get this thing reconnected. And close that screen completely and just do a total new share. Uh, hmm. Okay. Oh boy, that was frustrating. About a 5 minute break there. I hope you guys are still here. Okay, let's see what we're looking at on the chart here. Oh, Keki's still here. Thank you. I'm supposed to have 5G internet, and just sometimes I don't know. Just it's the first break I've had internet in several days, so be fortunate for that, I guess. Now we had the E15 candle bounced off. support level. The first candle came down and to our support zone. It got to 41.97 and then kind of 204. The 815 candle, very bullish, bouncing off nicely from the support level. And so we're looking at the 830 candle now. And Keki, you joined a little bit late. I did not take that trade on this when the first. I was waiting to see if the candle when it came close. I was pretty sure it would come down to 4,200, that zone, and it did. Wait till a few pips to make on that if I took it right when the trend line closed, when the trend line broke. This trend line was up here. Broke right there. Could have taken the trade right there. Decided to wait for see if it closed and then continue down, and it only went to zone. So readjusted my trend line, and now I'm still sitting on my hands waiting because gold is bullish on the H4 chart and the day chart. This is bullish. So yes, bias is bullish on the day chart and the 4-hour chart. So as I've said many times, when bias is bullish, I took a trade on that red candle there that would have been against the trend. And some people like to do that. I don't. And that was a good little run, a few pips, and then you have to get out right real quick. You don't know that you're going to get a big red candle like that. You don't know how far those retracements are going to be against the trend. Wait for an opportunity. Going to continue with a bullish bias on the H4 chart. It needs to stay above 4,200. If it closes below 40, then the bias would be very the 4-hour still bullish. Still bullish. A little bit of a small pullback here after bouncing off of the 4,200 zone, and that I won't do anything in here, in this here. Before I would take a trade, for me, it needs to break above this downward trend line, and then I would really like to see it break above the pivot point. And I know your MT4 pivot point is a little bit different from mine. I use the MT5 numbers. MT4 is okay, just stay with that. It's the same thing all the time. I believe it was 42.16 or 42.17, I don't remember. But mine is 42.34. I'd like to see it break above that and close above it, and then uh, looking for an opportunity to buy. But right now, just waiting. The boring part of trading, just sitting on our hands waiting. Yeah, that's what I thought. 42.16. I do look at that before I set my charts. I use the MT4 indicator for 10 years. Support and resistance on MT4 for 10 years, but this year I've moved over to MT5. So I actually still have accounts on both platforms. My accounts now are MT5, and I set up support and resistance. And they're both very reliable. Sometimes they're almost exactly the same, but occasionally you can stay with the same thing. That's fine. There's no issue about that. I mean, look at MT4 right corner. Yeah, it broke below that 42.16, but now it's hovering around that, wants to break above it. But 42.14. Hmm, interesting to hear this 8:30 candle. It's a doji right now. So it looks like it just came up to the moving average, nearly touched it, and now starting to fall back down. So what we see- No, the pivot point doesn't mean bullish or bearish. Okay, the pivot point is a general starting point for the day. And that's true with currencies and commodities. It doesn't mean it starts exactly on that point, but it's a general starting point. And currencies or commodities will either move up and away from that, or they'll move down and away from that point. A beginning pivot point for the moving up, moving down away from that. It's kind of like a magnet. And if it moves up and away from that, as it did here yesterday, then it comes back down to that. It's like a magnet. Then it moves up away from that, then it comes back down to it, like a magnet. So this 8:30 candle now turning bearish. Just came up and touched the moving average, the 8 EMA, which is resistance. Okay. You can see throughout the day today that's been resisted, broken above that. So it just came. What I'm expecting is that we might see this come back to the 4,200 zone and just play around there for a while, maybe a few hours. That 4,200 is a strong psychological support. The line, the number is 4,204. You know, it's a zone. Remember, it's not a magic number. It's a zone. Right in that zone where I think it might just stay around there for a few hours. And you could be going to So, Kaki, do you trade all during the day? Do you trade the London session and the US session? I know you told me you live in Bangkok, but I don't know if you do you have a do you work? This is all that I do. It's all that I have done for the last uh, 8 years, I think. I'm full-time trader and coach. That's all that I do. And my routine, as you know, is to Asian session, and then I will come back to London session, and I look at the U.S. market, but I never trade in the U.S. market. Yesterday, I did a live London session because yesterday I wasn't able to be here for the Asian session. So I came back and did a live London session. Got a good trade too. If you go back and watch that video, it was a good trade in the London session. Just a short one, but good. And I look at the U.S. session, and that during the U.S. session, that's when I get a lot of chats and questions, comments. And I know a lot of people trade during the U.S. session. I don't. Okay. Session, that's all right. Yeah, study this strategy more intensely. You'll love it. It takes a while to kinda get a good feel for it, and you've gotta work out some of the options that you have. Like, for example, I said this trend line was right up here, and then this 8 o'clock candle broke the trend line, and Tori would have taken the trade on the break of the trend line, but a lot of traders will wait for the candle to close. So that's what I mean by you have an option, and you have to develop your own style, your own strategy. There are times when I have taken the trade on the break of the trend line, and then it reversed and went against me. So I'm generally, my preference is to wait till the candle closes. But in this case today, it meant that I didn't get this good run here, this huge run from, what would that be, about 42.20 down here. That would have been 200 pips. Okay. I didn't take the trade. So that's kind of where you have an option, you have a preference, you have to develop your own style. The trend line back down where it goes. Yeah, it's definitely yeah, that's a very good point. It adds a risk factor. If you take it when it breaks, it adds a risk factor. And I've been burned a few times. So it just kind of depends. I wasn't really sure looking at it today before the open. I wasn't sure that it would come down to 4,200. And so that's why I decided to let that candle close. And then it went down like in 5 minutes. Boom. I didn't chase the candle. Some traders would just jump in and sell, but I don't chase candles. You have to be patient. Patience is the key to success in trading. So yeah, get into this strategy intensely. Tori has been very, very successful with it. She's traded it for more than 10 years, and it's all that she uses. And she's been very successful. No, she does not. That's one point you'll see her make, and it's occasionally in one of her videos. She doesn't switch around between time frames. She trades only the 4-hour chart. She started on the 5-minute chart, then she moved up to the 1-hour chart. And now she's only on this year, for sure, this entire year. I know she's only trading the 4-hour chart. And she doesn't jump around and look at different time frames. She recommends if you want to do that, look at a higher time frame. Don't go down to a lower time frame and look for a better entry. That's what you would be trying to do. Just stay on the same time. Now, I don't when I'm trading, as you see, I've only got the 15-minute time, but for my overall analysis, I will look at the day chart, the 4-hour chart to see what is the big view. What is the bias? But I don't jump around the charts trying to find a good trade. 15-minute chart is the chart, and trade setup will be on the 15-minute chart, or else it's not a trade setup. Yeah, the 5-minute candle can close while the 15 minutes still moving, and that's why I started out on the 5-minute chart, and then I would take a trade on a 5-minute candle, and then it reversed. So that's why I decided, okay, wait for the 15-minute candle. It gives more time to give a clearer indication of what the direction is going to be. And at the after New Year, my goal is to move to the 1-hour chart, which means I would be waiting longer for a break of the trend line. So I'd be likely to miss trades. On the 15-minute chart, you can take, several trades in a day, 2, 3, maybe 4 trades in a day, trading the Eastern session, the London session, the New York session. Just keep watching her videos and you'll get it. And don't add a bunch of things. It is what it is. It's simple. It's easy to understand. It just takes time to, as she says, you need to do the reps. You need to put in the reps. Stay with one or two assets and build a relationship with them. Get a feel for what you're trading, and then trust the strategy. Take the trade and know that there will be an occasional loss, but most of the time you'll have winning trades. So wow, now we're on the 845 candle. It's just gone sideways. Totally normal after a big move, big red candle. Totally normal to go sideways. Now coming up to the 9 o'clock candle, sometimes it will reverse direction. It might start to move up. It'll move down at the 8 o'clock opening. Sometimes after 1 hour, it will change direction completely, 180 degrees. Just go the opposite direction. And I believe it did that yesterday. Yeah, I did that yesterday. Look at that. See, this green candle here, this is the 8:45 candle. So got up there at 9 o'clock, exactly on the hour. 9 o'clock, boom, 180-degree reversal, a complete reversal at 9 o'clock. That's unusual. Of course, you can't say it does it every day. It doesn't. Sometimes this movement that we saw yesterday might continue up and set the trend for the day. But I have often seen at 9 o'clock, right on the hour, a complete change in. So if you're in a trade right at 9 o'clock, be cautious, be careful, be ready to maybe get out of the trade because it could change direction and go right back to where it started at 8 o'clock. That's what happened yesterday. It looks like we had Raj in here and Howard was here, but with my breaking the internet a little bit earlier, it looks like they bailed out. That's okay. Don't forget to like and share the video, and we'll get a few more viewers in here after New Year's. It's potentially just a short-term trade between 8 and 9, but there are times when that 8 to 9, it sets the direction for the entire day. I've seen that also, and it just continues in the same direction. You have to be prepared for both. Be prepared to hold the trade and keep or be prepared if there is a reversal, go ahead and take your profit and get out. Now another 4 minutes on this candle. It's turning bullish again. And trying to break above our 8 EMA. Hasn't broken and closed above it yet. But that's looking like we might be turning around, moving away from this 4,200 zone. So I'll be watching this the next hour. I'll be watching this red trend line. And I won't if it just breaks that red trend line, I won't take a trade. What I'll be watching close to the pivot point where spend so much time. I want to see a break, and that would be what I call confluence of change direction, of a bullish intention to close above this pivot point. They're very close together, so that gives me more confidence to take a buy trade. Just be patient, let it go ahead and move above that pivot point, and then see the action, see how it's playing out once it moves above the pivot point. Mm. I'm going to stay here for another another 3 or 4 minutes. Curious to see if we're going to get a continuation of this bounce off of the 4,200 zone. Mhm. Pretty strong looking green candle there. Another minute and a half on that one. Hmm. Still going. Wow. Look at that. One more minute. Yes, it does. It certainly does. On the 1 hour chart, see what that looks like right quick. Whoa, look at that. Look at that big pin bar. This is a 1 hour chart. Wow. Bounced off of that 4,200 zone. Didn't like that at all. And now started back. Hmm. Oh, yeah, that's a okay. This is good that we looked at the 1 minute, at the 1 hour chart. What we saw here was a bounce from the bounce off of the support level and a move away from the trend line here. And Tori also talks about sometimes she talks about taking a bounce trade as opposed to a break of the trend line. She has a bounce strategy, but she doesn't do that. Her sister does that. Her sister doesn't take breaks of the trend line. Her sister takes bounces from the trend line. So there's another way that you can, and she does teach that in her videos, but she doesn't use the bounce strategy. In this case, that would have been a good trade from right here. Just say 4,200 up to where we are now. That's 40. That's 200 pip move up already. So I'm just, I just take the break. But if you want to look at incorporating the mounts option, you can. And it's a valid option in this trend line strategy, either a bounce off the trend line or a break of the trend line. Now we've got, oh, it's already 9 o'clock, 1 minute past. But when you see I really like the looks of that 1 hour chart. That is so clear. But getting a little bit of a red candle there. Looks like maybe it wants to continue its bearish run, maybe to the 15-minute chart. Okay. So for me, this is going to be in this between these trend lines for a while. I can see that already. This 9 o'clock candle is not clear, but I don't have a trade set up. It's between the two trend lines. I don't have a trade set. So it's just more sitting on, just waiting patiently. Look, it did look like a reversal up, but now it's just kind of not doing anything. Maybe some indecision. with the traders? Okay, well, I'm gonna get out of here, call it a session. It's been just over an hour. Of course, I'll still have my charts here and be watching what's going on to see if a trade setup will unfold, develop. But I kind of don't think so. It doesn't look like it wants to do very much. I think it's just gonna play around sideways here. Okay, so I'm gonna finish the live session. Thank you for being here, Kaki. Don't forget to like and share, and everybody else who watches, be sure to like and share. And I'll see you again tomorrow at the same time, 8 o'clock a.m. Indochina time. That's in Southeast Asia, whether you're in Thailand, Cambodia, Laos, Vietnam, or 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Okay, thanks for coming. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.